I'll need to remember this later on. That is opposite my street. Having disembarked from my train from Verona to here, I find it raining and beautiful. I just went to my hostel and dumped my bags, and now I'm off to explore the beautiful Venice. Just loving the beautiful houses. I love how they're right against the canals. It is just so cool. I'd forgotten how amazing it was. I was pretty excited by Amsterdam having the houses on the streets next to the canals, but I just love that. Look at it. There is a door letting out right on the water. All of the doorways and stairways that have things going down to the canal are totally full, and there's some bits where the canal water is actually coming up right onto the pavement. This is what I meant when I said I thought it might have flooded a bit. Now I understand why so many people have boots. I just had lunch at a cafe called Camper Madonna. I had some delicious spaghetti with black squid, and it had in its menu some information about its history. Apparently there are records dating back to like the 1500s of a restaurant in this area with a giant courtyard that had a grapevine in it. Now the courtyard's been totally paved over. There's very few open areas in Venice anymore. But apparently this restaurant still has that same grapevine going up through the roof. This is the famous Ponte Ravello, which is the major bridge. And there's a guy on a gondola. The water is also much greener than it was last time we were here. The bridge I'm on has two sides. There is on either edge a walkway with steps, and in the middle there's a walkway with loads of stores on it. So I'm going to go down the walkway with all the stores. I'm in a campo, which is a open area, and this one's particularly notable, and the reason I'm videoing it is because it has trees in it, and these are almost the first trees I've seen all day. Because Venice doesn't have trees, everything is paved. This is an amazing building. Look at the metal and the lampposts, the little candlesticks. Nobody does hot chocolate like the Italians. Yeah, I got an ice cream. Don't act so surprised. The things I love about Venice, because I love Venice. I love the canals. I love cities built around rivers and around canals. When I eventually finish editing my Amsterdam video, you will see how much I love canals. And honestly, I think I just need to find every city that's built up around canals and visit it, because I love them so much. I love the water, I love the fact you have to cross over bridges, I love the different ways that the city works out to interact the houses with the rivers and how to make it work for them and to deal with the issues of flooding. I just love canals. Masks, they are everywhere. Every single souvenir shop sells them, and I love them. First of all, because they remind me of the Labyrinth, the film starring David Bowie, which has a fantastic mask scene, but also because there was a book I read when I was a teenager which was set in Venice in an alt history, and all of the women had to wear masks in that, and I love masks in Venice for that reason. I'm making loads of people super uncomfortable because I'm sitting on the banister of a really major bridge and people keep crossing and looking at me funny. I love the thin alleys. I love the way that they twist into little areas. I love the way that you walk around a corner and you find another random little corner and you go under a bit of a house and then you turn up in a different piazza. It is just beautiful, and it is interesting, and it is quirky, and it is evolved that way. I love the boats. I've always been a person who's a fan of water transport. I love that there are no horses in Venice. I love the fancy window decorations, the arches with the little twiddly bits. Look, there's some just there. I love the fact that they've put that much time and effort into the design. I really love the fact as well that you walk around any corner and there'll be a large church. And not only that, the best bit, way better than the churches, is that all around there are little tucked away areas where you'll find a little window that has a saint in it, or a little shrine to a different aspect of God, or a statue of the Virgin Mary. It's so Catholic, but I really love that these little bits of the religiosity have been integrated into the city. And I love the islands, which I'm going out to visit tomorrow. So, that is a short list of some of the things I love about Venice. And I'm going home and going to bed now, so I hope you have a lovely night. There are a lot of islands around Venice. Burano and Murano are two of the most well known. Murano is the one where the glass is famous from coming from. Murano glass is famous worldwide, and the whole island is filled with glass makers. I watched some glassmakers blow glass, which was really interesting. They made a sculpture of a horse, and they were just three old Italian men who were sitting around chatting, but while they were chatting, they were making this amazing glass horse. Burano is slightly less well known, but it is known for two things. One is lace, and two is brightly coloured houses. So I came out here on the ferry. I also went to an island which is called the Island of Mertwe, which is the island of the dead, which is where the graveyard is, where they bury everybody. I couldn't take footage there because it is disrespectful. There were huge columns of brick marble that had squares divided into them. It was 6 up and up to 5 across, and each block was engraved with a different name. It is even still being used now. I'm going to finish walking around here and then I'm going back to Venice proper, but I had a really lovely time on the boats. It's really interesting to see the numerous other islands you pass. Some of them have houses on them that have fallen into disrepair. Some of them have abandoned buildings. Some of them look like they were built purely for one building and that's all that's left.